Okay, so we in Manhattanville houses right now. We're in the front of the building where Top Cat grew up. Once again, Top Cat is not from Philadelphia. And we're here with Snake 131, who knew Top Cat very well. And also spent time bombing with Top Cat. So Reggie Reg, Snake 131 in the building right here. So Reg, I know we cleared this up in a video one time, and we did inform folks that Top Cat was not from Philadelphia, that he did not teach Julio and Taki. They were already writing signatures and street numbers. Top Cat starts in September of 1971. Reggie Reg, who's with me right now, Snake 131, was already writing from the beginning in 1969. So if there's one person here who's going to let you guys know, and again, Reggie let us know on my channel already, but one more time, Reg. So we're right at Top Cat's house. Did Top Cat teach Taki 183?
No.
Okay. Now, Top Cat was a solid dude. And I just spoke with SJK 171 about Top Cat. He said Top Cat was top of the line. He ran into Top Cat on 125th Street with Mike 171 when they were bombing. No animosity. The brothers recognized each other as riders with style.
Right.
They okay, so this is what we're doing. We see what you're doing. There was an admiration for each other. There was a respect for each other. And that's the way basically it was back in those days,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
It didn't matter. SJK, Mike 171, white dudes. Top Cat was a black dude. It made
no graffiti.
Thank you.
Except
Thank
the
you.
paint and the margin markers.
Thank you.
Color.
Thank you. That's the only colors that mattered. And again, Reggie, who's letting you know right now, Snake 131, who's on the camera, is letting you know that this was not brought up from Philadelphia. And did you ever know anything about cornbread early on?
No.
Right.
No.
So we hear cornbread say, oh, I sent it up, and the only thing that they did different was put street numbers behind their signatures. But now, Reg, with the document that I shared with you, it proves they was doing signatures and street numbers, man, 63, 64. Now, it was more trendy, and when your generation picks it up, you're the dudes that bring it all city. So let folks know, because there's still people out there today who are questioning Taki's legacy. So right from the horse's mouth, what did you tell me? Where did you see Taki?
In every single train station that I went into as a kid. 69. Far back 69, I saw Taki name on train stations. I was a little kid. He was already there.
So we
he
can
was already there.
Thank you.
He was
And we
already
can
there.
also safely say that when Taki was chosen for that New York Times article, it had nothing to do with luck.
No.
It had to do with putting the work in.
Yeah. He put the work in.
He put the work
He
in.
put the work in.
Thank you, Reg. Thank you for clearing that up.
He put the work in.
Once again, we're in Manhattanville Projects. There was a basketball court right down this lane. That's where you used to play basketball with Top Cat, right?
Yes.
So can we confirm?
Yes.
Is this where he was murdered?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a sad story, but at the same time, you have memories of playing basketball here with Jason, right?
More courses up there.
That was his government, Jason, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here it is, right from the horse's mouth. We have a writer with us here who's writing since 1969. Okay, so we're not gonna have this discrediting Taki 183 anymore. Taki put the work in. That's why he was in the New York Times article. And we got Reggie confirming that right now. How y'all fellas doing?
Oh, we doing good, sir.
We talking about some old graffiti. Okay, so like when it used to ride on the trains with everything with the masterpieces. So we got some folks here from Manhattanville Projects. There was a dude named Top Cat. Have you ever heard of Top Cat?
Yeah.
I love y'all. I love y'all.
We got pokes on us.
All right, guys. So now me and
We
Reggie,
got the pokey.
peace, fellas. Take it easy. Thank you for sharing. So me and Reggie right now, we're going to go down to White Columns, where Reggie has one of his tags is on display from the Gordon Matta Clark collection, which is being celebrated. Quick shout out to Roger Gassman, the curator, for putting that together. So, Reg, thank you so much. We're on the scene, letting folks know Top Cat was a legend, but he did not come up here and teach folks in New York how to write or tell them to put the street number. That was already going on. But Jason had a lot of love and was well respected, so we want everybody to remember. Where's Jason from?
Manhattanville Projects, New York City, New York.
Harlem's own. He only visited Philadelphia in the summertime to visit his grandmother, and then yes, he did bring up that certain lettering, his own alphabet, and it did spread. So we got much love for Top Cat 126, but we do need to put his legacy in a certain perspective, which has been taken way out of control. So I'm gonna sign out now from Manhattanville Projects. We'll take one more look at the high rise. This is the high rise that Top Cat grew up in. And this is also the high rise where Cool Earl and the Klepto Kid from Philadelphia came to visit him. So once again, rest in peace to Top Cat. Shout out to Snake 131, and we're gonna head to the gallery right now. Okay, so I'm still out here with Reggie Reg. We're in Harlem, and what we're looking down on right now is the train is actually about to come from the 125th Street station, and as it enters downtown, shout out to JA1. JA1's, he got some throw-ups down here. This is the location where the very first masterpiece was done. And if you see that small lane down there where the candy cane stripe is, that's the lane where Kay allowed Junior 161 to get up on his shoulders, and he helped Junior do a 6-foot piece, and they had multiple colors. This is the very first masterpiece. Right down there you see again on the pole, JA1. Shout out JA1. He's definitely an all-city king here in New York. But right here, and now we're gonna talk to Snake 131, and he's gonna talk about how they used to walk from the train station, and here comes the one train right now. This is perfect. This is where it all started on the number 1 line. This is beautiful right here. So as the trains would come back and forth through this tunnel and come out and come in, this spot was famous. So, Reggie, here we are. We're out here at the spot where you yourself said you used to come from up out of the tunnel from the one. So you go ahead, tell the folks, what would you guys do to come bomb this area?
Stacking pockets with paint. Coming at time, you have to time the trains.
Yes,
Basically,
sir.
we used to do it at night because we know train service is real slow. We used to have to time the trains
Sure.
and get it in, and it's having fun and being.
Now, do you remember ever being caught out on the lane and the trains came by, or you were
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you know what you got to do.
the close call? You
know
got
what
to
you
get.
got to
Yep.
do.
Yep. Yep.
You know what because the trains is up here because we're on the floor.
Right. Right.
Okay, so yeah.
So once again, folks, if anybody wants to question the authenticity of this interview, we're with Snake 131, who goes back in this game so far from the beginning of 1969 that his first tag was actually Reggie of 131st Street. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
And here we go. We got the train again. The number 1 line. This is where it all started. Let the folks know, Reg. Is this where it all started?
This is where it started. It's 145th Street is where the train goes under the station, and there's a tunnel in there, and that's where they lay up the trains, and that's where we used to bond the trains at.
Top Cat's a little further down in the second row of projects. Top Cat, literally, his building was 500 feet away from the #1 line. And I don't know if folks can see way in the distance, there's the next train station all the way. The train just pulled into 125th Street. So one thing Reggie can confirm is he knows that K161 and Junior 161 were adamant about using different colors, not just flat black. The blue and the red, am I correct, sir?
Yes.
So from my understanding, that first masterpiece, the letters went up in black, then they were outlined in either red or blue, and then they put a little bit of outline around that. So that's the
They
beginning.
usually did the zigzag.
Right.
They usually did the
Right.
zigzag, not a
Right.
cloud. They did the zigzag.
There you go. And you're hearing it from a true veteran. And what we're talking about is this is when the signatures would explode into what would come next, the outline, and then you get bubble letters, then you get phase 2 softies. Eventually, other cats would come along with a more straight edge
Then the
kind of.
three-dimensional style came in.
There you go. But what we're actually talking about is the very first. So as far as K161 and Junior 161 go, did they put it in or what?
Yes.
They put work in.
Put work in.
K is the first one in New York City responsible for those masterpieces, and this is the history the world needs to know. Reg, right? It's been hidden.
Set the record straight.
Set the record straight. Thank you so
Set the
much,
record
Reg.
straight.
So here we go. We're not going to have any more pit stops. We're going to go down to the White Column studio right now and check out some of the artwork that Reg actually used to do. And Reggie was using a blue spray paint on that tag that he has. I'm very excited to be with Reggie today and to bring him down here. I've gotten in touch with Reg through other writers, and this is how it works. Now me and Reg are forming a bond. Me and Reg have been talking and forming a friendship. And this is all from the love of wall writing. You see what I'm saying? So thank you so much, Reg, and we're going to go down now. We're going to go to the studio. All right, my brother, thank you so much for bringing these people through this tour in Harlem and giving a little of the history of the one line, once again, where it all started. Thank you, sir.